Welcome to Project C, Episode 3 of the Abandoned Ruin House Flip. This is a jam-packed episode, but remember, it's part of a series, so to fully understand what's going on, you need to watch Episode 1 and 2 before this. Link above and in the description below. Here's a recap of the last episode. Let's demo this wall. We are not playing games. We've done demolition, we've stitched a lot of the cracks. Well, here's a step-by-step of the roof repair and waterproofing. Now I want to carry on the green theme into the house. Welcome, Maremi Kitchens.
What is a building site without breaking stuff?
Exactly. So this is a 1,000 square meter stand, 3 beds, 3 baths, laundry room, double garage, pool and garden. Purchase price was 800,000 Rand, and this is Waltervreden Park, Johannesburg, bordering Constantia Kloof. Flipping Johannesburg has hit the 100,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. Utterly surreal, and it's thanks to you guys. If you want to say thanks to us, pause the video and hit the super thanks button below. Your generosity will help us grow the channel and get more content out. It's been an amazing journey so far, so let's keep going. It's day 36 on site. Welcome, guys. Lots of progress in terms of plumbing and electrics. Everything is in. We've patched up, plastered, and amazing to think in a few weeks, Maremi Kitchens will be to wow us in this space. Floor cracks are all sorted and fixed. We've done screeding where we need to, so floor tiling will be very soon. Our brand new aluminium sliders are in here. They look great. You can't see them fully yet. And reflecting on Project C, I spent a lot more time in the planning phase, and I've been a lot more pragmatic in my approach, which is crucial with flips. And that's where the experience comes into play. But I've also slowed myself down and try to enjoy it, because usually I'm rushing, I put crazy deadlines on myself, and I'm such a perfectionist. So we're having fun, which is the main thing. I still am a crazy perfectionist though. But let's jump to the main bathroom. I had planned to do a freestanding bath here, but they are very expensive and overkill for a house like this. So it's a good example of always keeping budget in mind and not getting carried away with design. I still end up doing it sometimes. And then major problem solving. We had planned to do a corner shower here, but with seeing the actual dimensions, we would have such a small gap to walk through to this space, so it would just be awkward. So we've changed it up, we've solved the problem. I've worked with Go Glass and aluminium, and what we're doing instead, we're going to run glass along here. So this whole section will be your shower space, and I think it's a way better setup. This garden is very much in need of another trim soon. Have a look though at the patio roof. It's done, looks very neat. And you know, previously with the roof finishing that side of the wall, I think that's what contributed to that abandoned ruin look. Now we've got a nice overhang. It matches the rest of the house. New timber, new IBR sheeting. It looks great. Balustrade is in. And quite a big thing, the boundary wall. You'll remember we had the 2 walls, the one was half leaning over. We were undecided as what to do. The final decision was to do an extension. We've done a 3-panel extension most of the way, and then 2 panels the rest. And quite happy with how this turned out. Painting is well underway, the roof is basically done, and yes, we went for the green. I love it, man. We're in the main bedroom, and you'll remember the big problem we had here due to the ceiling height difference. with the horrible extension that was done. Look how low this truss is compared to here. So the solution we've come up with, we've built this dropped ceiling framework, and the next step is to add the gyp frame corner bead here and to put our ceiling boards on for that seamless look, so you won't even know this problem exists. For the ceilings as a whole, there's obviously prep work, removing the old nails and cornice, then checking levels, making sure the timber and framework is sorted, adding new where needed, and then fitting the new boards. For most of the house, we are using Gyproc Rhino board 6.4mm with Gyproc M strips to join the boards together, keeping it simple with tried and tested products with budget in mind. But in this open plan space, we will be using Gyproc Rhino board 9mm. And this is because we will be smooth plastering using Rhino Light for that superior aesthetic. Smooth ceilings don't go out of style, and it adds that air of sophistication to this standout open plan kitchen space. In terms of the cornice, we are going with Gyproc Quick Cornice. It's seriously easy to use and work with. We're going with profile 14, and I believe there's new 4-pack ranges available in retail as well. John, I brought the camera because this hole is seriously deep. I'm gonna get in here. POV style.
Yeah, just like we're digging for treasure down here.
Yeah. So we saw the worms, the bugs, the flies. Any update on that?
Okay, so upon inspection and checking this drain, I found an issue on this junction right here. So as you can see here, we've got a fall from the toilet, but coming to the junction, we've got a backfall. So that means that the junction is actually facing down, which is actually not allowing the water to flow freely. So what we're going to do here is we're going to rebuild this drain, and we're actually going to create that fall so that when the toilet is flushed, everything just goes freely. So we have nothing that builds up and creates a stoppage in this junction over here.
In episode 1 and 2, I spoke about buying a property below its market value, like Project C, Sheriff Auctions being the best way, using Sheriff HQ as your one-stop resource to find the property and start the research. The next steps are to view the property and then run the numbers. Now there's a new bid calculator on Sheriff HQ, built based on my recommendations, with a basic and advanced mode. You need to work backwards, starting with the minimum profit you're willing to make. Then, what you'll be able to sell the property for after renovating. After that, it's the fix-up costs. And you're one step ahead if you've viewed the property. There are many costs to consider, and that's where the calculator helps you out. So factoring in these costs and the fact that I want to make a 300,000 profit on the flip, the calculator tells me that I can't bid more than 900,000 Rand. Top tips. Viewing the property is important. You don't want to bid blind. Remember, there's an upfront registration fee at auctions, and outstanding rates and taxes are for your account. Keep your numbers conservative and put your ego aside. You don't want to be caught in a bidding war. Finding the right deal takes time and patience, so the email alerts page on Sheriff HQ will keep you up to date with the latest listings. The alerts are created on your browsing history, but you can fine-tune them here. Sheriff HQ details in the description below. It's day 51 on site, and this is the first time you're getting a glimpse of the overall green and white look. And there is still quite a bit to do outside. Paving for one, concrete aprons, a nice new double garage door. And actually over here, this section, we dug quite deep as well to expose the sewage line, which we replaced because it was a bit worse for wear. At least you'll have photo evidence of me bailing. And overall, new wastes, new gully, and I'm glad we've backfilled here because we couldn't actually enter the house properly. Be careful the loose concrete. But check it out, the massive progress. Can you believe it? I mean, new ceilings, smooth runner light. We've painted, we've drilled for downlight. Tiling is very much underway, and I want to give you guys a look at how we've gone about tiling and the products we've used. So let's take a look at the tiling on this patio area. So firstly, we chop away any loose concrete, we remove dust, and we clean to ensure that we don't impair any bonding. We then fill with screed where needed to make sure the levels are right. Then for priming, we're using Weber, Tylon, Plasky and Keyit. Keying and bonding agents that when mixed together have great strength and waterproofing properties. Now this is extremely crucial for wet areas like the bathroom showers. When mixed together, they form a slurry, which we apply using a brush to the entire surface area. Now you might be thinking, is this necessary? Well, using the slurry can actually increase your adhesion by up to 80%. Then the next day, we tile. We are using Weber Tylon WB16 porcelain and ceramic advanced tile adhesive, suitable for interior and exterior, walls and floors, and we mix with water. But for the wet areas like the bathrooms, instead of using water, we use Weber Tylon bonded to ensure the space is properly waterproofed. Then it's time to grout. We're using Weber Tylon all-purpose grey grout. But once again, for the bathrooms, instead of water, we use bonded to make sure it's waterproof. Let's show you some of the progress. We're joined by Mitch from M Squared Tiles. Thanks for being here, and massive progress since you were last here a few weeks ago.
Massive indeed. I mean, the last time I was here, there was a wall in the middle of the kitchen. It was dark, it was dreary, it was really bad.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been hard at work, and I mean, since we went through the brief, you had great suggestions in terms of the tiles, one of them being this grey floor tile.
Absolutely. It's easy to work with, it's neutral. And as you're doing a flip home, you want something that's going to be timeless.
Absolutely.
The other advantage to this tile, it's glazed porcelain and it has its matching non-slip. So we could use the non-slip on the patio.
And that's the thing, you can renovate on a budget, but still have a premium quality product, which is what we love, you know. And we've gone for the skirting throughout the house, and it's that added durability. It's a clean look throughout.
Absolutely. Should we have a look at the bathrooms?
Let's go.
Cool.
So this is bathroom 1, and a lot of renovation has gone on in here. And as you can see, we've obviously run the same floor tile through.
Correct.
And this is the Concreto Grigio 600 by 600 grey.
And what we've done in this bathroom, again, to try and save costs and keep it cost effective, we've just tiled limited walls. We don't need to tile all the walls in the bathroom. But what we've done is we've created a feature wall in this bathroom because it's a guest bathroom, and it's a bit quirky, so do a bit of a blue metro, and then just keep the plain Concreto Grigio up on the rest of the side wall of the shower.
I love it. The main bathroom.
Oh wow, this is a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, it's turned out so nice.
Looks amazing.
Especially with the feature metro, which is actually a slightly different shade to the blue.
To the blue, yeah. So here we went with the green, with the wood look, obviously just to give it, again, a bit of a boost and warmth with the wood and some quirkiness with the metro and keeping it neutral. But for a small bathroom, this has turned out really well.
It has.
What do you think about the wood look tile?
I really like it, and I was going to say, I've never done this in a home before, and I'm super glad you suggested it. And it talks to the design advice you've given.
Absolutely.
Just pulling it all together.
But as you know, that's part and parcel of what we do. We help you put a scheme together. Project C was on a budget. But I think what we've selected and what's budget-wise has worked. It's proof is in the pudding. It's worked really well, and this home's really looking amazing.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And M Squared details in the description below. day 56 on site, and renovations are a journey. We go through the phases: demolition, build work, fittings, finishings, and for most areas of work, we do the job and we move on to the next phase or stage. For example, ceilings, it's a matter of days and then it's done. But plumbing and electrics also happens in phases, and I end up spending weeks and weeks with the guys on site. And with LMS Electrical and Plumbing & Co, they are so great to deal with, but they also obviously know their job so well. And for these areas, you do not want people that don't know what they're doing, and you don't want the work to not be done correctly, because then it's a stressful nightmare. And as you know, most of my job is managing people, so to work with teams and companies that make my job easier is such a win. So, the built-in cupboards, let's see how the guys are progressing. Fine-tune interiors, fine-tuning Project C. Most of the carcasses are in, and wow, the grey was the perfect choice. Now, all the boards are supplied by Sonar Araku, and it's their Innovis decorative product range. And after much deliberation on which colors and finishes to go for, we find ourselves going back to the winning formula in my mind, which is castle grey for the carcasses, medieval oak for the doors, and pure white for some sections like the staff. And this is the exact same combination that we've gone for in the kitchen, which you'll see very soon. Now, we've gone for a 1mm impact edging, which for side panels like this is great because you get a lot of scuff, so it's a bit stronger. And then we've also got some very clever solutions to maximize utility and space. For example, this extra set of cupboards and a little dressing section here as well. So I want to show you guys in bedroom number 2. So these projects, there's so many elements to it, moving parts, that they're not without their problems. So have a look here. We've got a slight issue here. The door doesn't open fully, and obviously this cupboard has doors as well. So I'm not entirely happy with this, and we might have to change this to a sliding door instead. But we're going to finish the BRCs, get everything into position, have a final look, but I'm almost certain this is going to have to change. It's day 58 on site, and check who's arrived. It's Maremi Kitchens. It's what I've been most looking forward to on Project C. Exciting times. The units come pre-assembled, which saves a lot of installation time, and it's these sorts of things that Maremi Kitchens has perfected over time. And just before the guys started today, I had a moment where I thought back at how this used to look, and it was closed off. The kitchen was tiny, and I think why I get so excited about the kitchen is because yes, it's open plan, but it is the wow factor in this space. It's the dominant thing in this large open plan reception area space. So have a look here. The finish we've gone for on the carcasses is called Metro, and it's the Sonar Araku Innovis decorative product range. Something different, love it. And I noticed something when the guys started. Check at this. Look at this carousel. And this wasn't part of the plan, so thanks for throwing this in, Maremi. But this is just so cool because these corner units, you can't really use them properly. You can't really get into the corner. So to have this as such a functional accessory is amazing. This is Rocco. It's so sick. So the problem with these garage doors is it's hard to maneuver into that side because you've got a middle column and a jutting out wall there. So the solution is to do one double door, which will run from here up to this brickwork that we're building now. And it will be a little bit off center, but at least you can maneuver properly inside. So after the brickwork, we put our supporting beams in and then we demolish this middle column. Now that we're onto the finishing stages of the house, it's a matter of weeks until we complete this renovation. We've got furniture staging coming up pretty soon, and as you can see behind me, this is the busiest part of the flip. But in the meantime, make sure you guys are subscribed and hit the like button on this video. After a lot of preparation work on the pool, we are finally marble lighting, and it's the coolest thing to watch, especially when the experts are doing their thing. We've gone with Weber white marble light, and if you guys want this dream team to do your pool, details in the description below. I love their South African beanies, so cool. Hey guys, it's a Saturday morning and I left the pool to fill up overnight, and just got here and it's just started overflowing. Great timing. So guys, you'll remember from the beginning that the window levers and handles had been completely stripped off. This is what it should look like. Most of the windows looking like this. You cannot source this plate by itself because they're manufactured with the frame. So the only way to get it back to this is to actually fabricate this up. It's funny, I find on flips, it's the small things that end up being issues, and they're hard to solve, but we will sort it out. It's just been a couple of weeks where we've been struggling with it. We now know how we're gonna solve it. This is where we are at with the kitchen. It's looking unreal, but it's the journey that tells the full story. So from the beginning, we stripped the kitchen, we demolished the walls, we chased new piping, including a gas line. We put new ceilings, which we skimmed. We skimmed the walls, we tiled the floors, and then we painted the walls. And in the background, Maremi Kitchens were working really hard to come up with the best design for the space. And it only looks this good because of the expert advice, the 3D rendering, and in a small space like this, there is so much thought that goes into every little section and area. For example, Maremi raised the point of where will the groceries go in this space? So they came up with this idea. Above and below the microwave, you've got your grocery cupboard section, which is ingenious. This is what makes Maremi who they are. It's the design advice, the client service. And remember, Maremi Kitchens and Furniture also do vanities, TV stands, custom cabinetry. So details in the description below. Look who's arrived, the company with the coolest branding in town. We are almost finished the renovation of Project C, but we have a big surprise. We are installing a renewable energy solution, which is solar panels, a battery and inverter. Thanks to the collaboration of Dirkman and MSPD, it's become possible. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, Stephen. Thank you. So I'd like to thank MSPD Africa for being able to jump on board with your project, contribute and subsidize a full system.
And what it means, which is the biggest part, is that the new buyer gets this added value to their home, which is unbelievable. They've showcased the new tech, Fox ESS. This is it, sleek and slimline, and it's actually IP65 rated, which I find very cool because it basically means it's waterproof. And also 10-year warranty, I believe, on the battery and inverter.
Correct, yeah. And some of the other features, this is, as you said, the latest tech on the market. The evolution of renewable systems have come from 12, 24, 48, and now the high voltage battery systems, which means even though the voltage is high and it sounds dangerous, the dangerous thing is the amps. The amps are significantly lower, and that means you've got less risk of fire, and if you would have any fire, it's got a built-in fire suppression.
So why is a system like this needed when there's no load shedding? Well, there's no load shedding for now, but chances are it's coming back. And it's not only that. There's unplanned outages, we've got cable theft. I mean, on this renovation alone, we've been down for a few days, and one of the reasons was they were trimming trees in the area and they cut the power lines by mistake. So it's that sort of thing. But another big element is the cost savings with a system like this.
The cost of living keeps increasing. With having a few panels on the roof, you'll be able to bring some of those costs down at least. This house will have 4 panels on. It'll provide a 2.2 kilowatt hour peak for PV, and you'll have a good 5 to 6 hours of yield a day. You'll be able to save 50 to 60% of your bill. Easy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it comes down to energy independence.
Mic drop.
There we go.
Household solar plays a role in reducing the demand on the electrical grid. So by putting in a system like this, you're actually helping South Africa. So give Dirkman a shout. They'll help you with everything renewable, from a small system to a big system. They even offer rental options. Or maybe your system's a bit old and you need something like this, the latest and the greatest tech. One of the last things to get done on the house is the shower glass installation. So for all the showers, we're using 8mm toughened safety glass, very strong. You'll remember from the glass break test we did. Installed by Go Glass and Aluminium. Let's give you a look. So the installation is well underway, and in bathroom 1, we've gone with a Primador product. And this is a framed shower with a pivot door, and we've gone for a custom height of 2 meters. A bit higher than normal so that you don't have any problems entering and exiting. A simple setup for bathroom 2. This is a fixed panel frameless walk-in shower, and this glass shelf is a nice addition. It also adds strength to the fixed panel. I've never done a shower setup like this before, and it gets me quite excited, this space, the main bathroom, because there was a lot of design scrutinization, optimization of the space, planning, design changes to make sure it's 100%. And this is the result. It's a Schematech frameless edge slider, and thanks to Go Glass and Aluminium, it's been custom designed for this space, and they really made it happen. And seriously speaking, give them a shout for your shower needs, whether it's custom like this or a standard shower. They'll assist you and help you out. And we've just got the siliconing left to do, and then we're A for away. Guess what? We hit a pipe right at the end of the reno. It always happens on flips. The landscapers hit the pool pipe when they were prepping the soil for grass, and it was a stressful scramble to try and block the line so the pool didn't drain out. But thank goodness the pool experts came to the rescue and mended the broken pipe. Project C is finally complete. Today's our last day on site. It's day 76, and the final thing to do is furniture staging with Space Energy. Vanessa and team. How's it, Vanessa?
How's it, Steve? How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Good. Yeah, you too.
And you guys have seen on my flips, we always home stage, we stage with furniture, but the house is not sold with the furniture. So Vanessa, tell us why staging is so important and how you guys work at Space Energy.
The importance of home staging is so that the owners or the potential buyers can see what the house will look like when it's furnished. Not a lot of people have got that vision to say where the couches will go and how it will look. So we make it easier for them.
So in my mind and in my experience, furniture staging really allows the buyers to visualize the space and to think of the possibilities of what they can do in the space. It's inspirational. And I highly recommend you guys look at furniture staging when it comes to your own home or an investment property to truly realize the full value of your property.
We also do occupied stagings and of course, as you said, for investment properties, and we can also offer them interior design business, since we also have our own upholstery business, so we can help them with everything.
Brilliant.
I'm very proud of what we do and we love what we do.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Can't wait to get this furniture in.
Thank you for the opportunity to stage for you again.
Thank you. This is where we hand over to the sales experts, Arthur Barron Estates, the best sales agency in the biz. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this home, head to Arthur Barron Estates website for the full listing. I'll share the details below, This could be your dream home, brought to you by Flipping Johannesburg. From abandoned ruin to cottage-style beaut, thank you for watching Project C. But the series is not over just yet. We've got episode 4 coming next, which is the final reveal of this home, and you will be in absolute awe at the before and after transformation of Project C. Cheers, guys.